AMD EPYC 9755 Turin Zen 5 CPU with 128 core is twice as fast as EPYC 9754 Bergamo Zen 4C CPU with 128 cores. AMD EPYC Turin demolishes EPYC Bergamo with over 2 times performance uplift despite having the same 128 core count. Zen 5 vs Zen 4C showdown. AMD's 5th Gen EPYC Turin launch is right around the corner, and while we know all the specs of these next gen Zen 5 and Zen 5C chips ahead of their official unveiling, we haven't seen that many benchmarks of the SKUs running in action, but that changed now as HXL@9550 Pro has shared a new benchmark of flagship Zen 5 chip, the EPYC 9755, with 128 cores running up against the EPYC 9754, which features the same core count. You can also check out the CPU-Z benchmark of the same chips here. The AMD EPYC 9755 CPU is part of the Turin family, which features 128 core and 256 threads. Based on the Zen 5 core architecture, the CPU has a base clock of 2.7 GHz and is set to boost up to 4.1 GHz. This marks a 33% increase in core thread count and 11% in clock speeds. The CPU also features a huge pool of cache with 512 MB of L3 cache and 128 MB of L2 cache and 10 MB of L1 cache, totaling of 650 MB cache, whereas the 9654 had the 496 MB cache. This is an increase of 31% over the last EPYC flagship based on the Zen 4 architecture 9654 Genoa. The benchmark were conducted in the 7-zip application, and the CPU can be seen running at the 1T frequency of 4.1 GHz at max, which ends up slightly higher at 4130 MHz. CPU scored a max of 346,000 KB per second in compression test with a rating of 395.396 GIPS and 445 KB in decompression test with a rating of 395.52 GIPS. The average rating was 394.705 GIPS. As we can see here, the images and the release of the new processor benchmark. The AMD EPYC 9754 CPU, which is the flagship Bergamo chip with 128 Zen core, scored a max of 171,000 KB per second in compression test with the rating of 195.572 GIPS and 221 KB per second in decompression test with a rating of 197.638 GIPS. Average rating was 196.775. This shows over 2 times uplift for the EPYC 9755 Zen 5 Turin CPUs in the same benchmark, which is quite the leap. This is just one workload, and AMD's 5th Gen Turin Zen 5 CPUs are set to launch on 10th October, so we can expect a lot of compression with the existing lineup, even the competition, as Intel is going to launch its latest Xeon 6 6900P CPUs in September, which offers up to 128P cores too, while denser 288 core variant will arrive in Q1 2025 with Sierra Forest Xeon 6900E chips.